pull it up here on my phone, then we'll be good to go.
Speaking of phones, right?
Right. But I promise I'll pay attention to our conversation.
She won't be playing games.
Yeah. Okay, sounds
Right.
good. Okay, great. Well, welcome back to another WCN Live here at the Wilson County News. My name is Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations.
I'm Pam Smith. I work with the advertising.
And
I'm
each of
Catherine Ortiz with Firstmark Credit Union.
I'm Heidi Friesenhahn. I teach first grade at Lavernia Primary.
welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We'd like to thank our sponsor, The Price Way, which includes the dealerships Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep, and Richardson Brothers Chevrolet. They are both located here in Floresville next to each other on 181, and you can, like the sound of it, you can shop all makes and models as well as careers and a huge service department, so we hope that you reach out to them. And we thank you, The Price Way, for being our sponsor of WCN Live for many months already. We appreciate you. Well, next, want to remind all you folks who join us that we do have a comment contest every time we're live. We ask that you post a comment in the feed while we're live, and that will get your name into the drawing for the next week's winner. Also, if you post comments and ask questions, we'll be reviewing those. So do put your questions in there as we go and keep things engaged and fun. But right now, I'd like one of you to draw us a winner from our comments made last week. If you do me the honors, please.
Yes. The winner is Victoria Delgado Rocha.
Okay, congratulations, Victoria. Yay, I'll take that from you. And we will be reaching out to you, Victoria, because you win a C Street gift shop gift bag, and we'll be reaching out to you on Facebook momentarily and connecting with you on that. But be sure to share this video. We're really excited to be sharing spotlight on educators, and we'll go ahead and start the conversation here. First, Catherine, we'll start with you, and always ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself and about your role at Firstmark Credit Union.
So, like I said, my name is Catherine Ortiz. I am the Financial Center Manager at the Lavernia location for Firstmark Credit Union. As far as, my role is just the management of the center, community, being out in the community, finding ways to give back, outreach in the community.
Yeah.
And that's what led us here in our partnership with Wilson County News. Firstmark Credit Union began as a educators credit union over 90 years ago, and since then we have branched out to open up our membership to a wide base of membership opportunities now, which then in turn allows the membership base to give back to educators.
Yeah.
So here we are with our Educator of the Quarter, but that's our role in this season.
Wonderful. Well, glad to have you on again and to be doing this again. We get to do this now for the second time this year. We already had our first winner earlier in the year, and now we have another winner. So, well, before I'm going to hold off. Before we meet Heidi, what was it like to determine a winner for the first time, and that experience with this
Do you want to chime in
contest?
here?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
and Pam, yes.
Having been a teacher for 32 years, I looked forward to participating in Educator of the Quarter. The first go around, we received X number of entries, and those were fun going through and picking a person. The second time, Heidi's time, we tripled the amount of entries, and so it was harder for Kat and myself to come up with someone. But her entry form, which she doesn't make, I believe it was a parent, really pushed her to the top as far as us wanting to recognize her. So,
And and even to add in, just to read over all the nominations, like to see what our teachers are out there doing in the lives of the children. And we send them to school, and they do they're learning something, right? But there's also that emotional and that connection that happens teacher and student, and to read that is happening across all of just Wilson County in general, what we can read. And to know it could be happening
really
all
exciting.
across, right? It's just amazing to read with the teacher. So it's very difficult decision
Yeah.
to read through them and then be like, okay, here's our, let's go through, let's start, and then we pull in, other staff members, let's go and let's read through these, and
Yeah.
and overall, the ones that keep rising to the top, end up, becoming the selected. But it is pretty tough. And, my parents were educators too, so just to watch that and see it still going out there it's amazing.
Wow. Wow, so Heidi, it must have been a surprise. I know it
Yes.
was a surprise for you, as it should be, when you got this, when they, knocked on your door. Tell us about this surprise and how they let you
So
know.
I was actually taking my students to the bathroom. I had no idea, and our school counselor, Miss Casey, came to me and said, "Can I talk to you in your room?" And I was like, "Okay." So I went in there and I had my kids sit down, and I saw some flowers through the window, and then they came in, and I was so blessed, so happy. And then when I looked at my students' faces too, I think that's what made me even more tear
Just
up,
take it
and
in.
I took it all in, why I do what I do, and I was so happy and so blessed. And like I said, when I saw their eyes looking at me, I realized they were my why.
What a moment.
They
Yes.
were my why. That could be a bumper sticker.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you think in those few seconds? What did you think we were doing? Any clue?
I really didn't know. I remember seeing the Wilson County and Firstmark Credit Union post about the Teacher of the Year. So when I saw, I think I remember seeing your badge, and then I was like, oh, did I win? Like, I really didn't know.
Is it really me?
Yes. So, but I connected it when I saw everything together, because I always see y'all's advertisement and everything on Facebook. So, yes.
That's good. Wow, so you're first grade teacher, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're at Lavernia. Okay. Walk us through some of your background in education.
Okay, so I went to Texas State University. I got my bachelor's degree there. I did my student teaching for San Antonio ISD. I subbed at Highland Park Elementary over there by Rigsby and New Braunfels Avenue. I actually subbed for a teacher who went on medical leave for about 4 weeks. And I remember I had no lesson plans, nothing. They were like, "Can you do it?" So I jumped on in for a kinder class.
Wow.
Well, then from there, the principal there interviewed me for a kinder position, got the kinder position. I taught there for 8 years. It taught me so much about education. I learned so much through that school. I taught kinder there 8 years. My kids were in Lavernia, so I realized I needed to be close with them.
Yeah.
So I got hired as a first grade teacher in Lavernia. This is going to be my 7th year, and I just love it. I love it in Lavernia. I have learned so much there as well. I've just been so happy.
Yeah, that's incredible. Some good number of years to really get you seasoned in what you're
Yes,
doing,
ma'am.
plus in Lavernia as well.
Mhm.
That's fantastic. What would be your advice to teachers in the field today?
Never give up. I remember my 2nd year of teaching kinder at my other district. It was really rough, and I remember I almost walked away because it was so hard at that time. And there was a teacher in there that looked at me and said, "Miss Friesenhahn, don't give up. You have a special place in this classroom, and you are needed here." And if it wasn't for her, I think I may have walked away just because it was hard. The first 5 years of education could be so rough, and I remember I didn't give up, and I stuck it through, and that 3rd year on has been amazing, and I love it, and I would never, I see myself doing this for the rest of my life.
That's
Just don't give up and you have to sometimes go through the hard to get to the amazing, and I'm glad I did, because now I love it.
That's great advice. Very good.
And I hear so often new teachers coming in last about a year or two and they're gone, which sounds like it could have happened.
Yep.
So the seasoned teacher, I assume, was an older lady.
Yes,
man,
those
whatever.
good. It was a lady, and her name was Miss Gonzalez, and she was a great mentor. And she told me, "Don't give up," and I didn't. And from there on, I'm always telling new
Look
teachers.
where she is now.
Yeah, amazing. And what would you say to your students? What would you like to share with them?
I always tell my students, don't give up. Always believe in yourself. You can do anything you set your mind to, and I always tell them from day one, I can't is not a word in my classroom. We will do our best, and we will always try our best, and I love them.
That is so precious. Good words.
Yes.
My observation that day was these first graders they yes ma'am to me to death.
Yes.
And they were so well behaved. I mean, if you have a group of
20.
people they don't know come into your classroom as a first grader, they would go berserk, I would assume. They went, they sat down, they listened, they spoke when they were spoken. It was unbelievable, and she
Yes.
gets credit for that.
Thank you.
Aw.
That makes me so proud of them. They were an
So
amazing class.
sweet.
Every class that I've ever had has just had my heart, and they will always have a special place in my heart.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
What do y'all remember standing out with Heidi's that made you choose her? Like what?
I'd
you have to
say it just jumped off the page about how much she cares,
Mhm.
and I think that's
That's
jumping
coming
through
through.
into this interview.
Right.
Yeah.
There was one parent who had wrote in about her child not having any interest in education, school at all. And that's the beginning of their whole education career, if you think
Yeah.
about it, right? And
It is.
as she was talking about how there was just like no interest, and as a parent that's tough when you're trying to get them ready for school, try to tell them, okay, you'll be okay, then you bring them home, you have homework, and you have to do
Yeah.
that after school. So school education takes a big part of the child's life, and for the child not to be interested, and then for her to say that Heidi had Mrs. Friesenhahn had
No, you're good.
had a huge impact in bringing up and sparking that excitement in education
Yeah.
for her child. And so much so that, that she wasn't even willing to transfer. She got a relocation opportunity, and she was like, I'm not relocating because this has been a great foundation for my child.
Yeah.
So that just, you impact the whole family with, how what you sow into the children. And that's true. I mean, I know I have my children too, and when it comes to, even disabilities, and the teacher has a huge impact on how your child's willing to learn. And so that really stood out too.
Nice.
I think it's true of all jobs, careers. Day by day, sometimes it's repetitive, but in the teaching business, you never know what's going to happen. You don't know when a kid's going to get sick. You don't know if there's going to be a fight in the classroom. I
Gosh,
assume
yeah.
you never have experienced anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Mhm.
I remember breaking a fight up in the hallway, but
You were a
that's
high
the-
school teacher.
When I
Yes.
was in high school, so that makes a
Yeah.
difference. But she is already on her legacy. There's no question about
Aw.
that.
It sounds like you are a great. You probably are a mentor to other teachers.
That's my goal, is
Yeah,
I want to
you
help
want
others
to.
and help teachers
I'm
just
sure that's needed.
Yes, ma'am. Just help teachers believe and know that it's an amazing profession, and it's worth it. And the kids are always my why I do what I do.
That's great. Gosh. Well, then circling back to you, Catherine, let's talk about the upcoming deadline, because we will have a third quarter teacher of the
Yes,
quarter
yes.
winner.
So there's still more. Yes, there's opportunities, right? Every
Opportunities.
quarter, we just
Yes.
awarded Miss Heidi Friesenhahn here, and then we have another quarter coming up, another award, which we'll present beginning August. When school starts, summer goes so fast.
Yeah, it does.
But we have until the end of June, to the end of this month.
Yeah.
June is already here.
I know.
June 30th is
Yeah.
the deadline.
Okay.
So we are still asking for anyone wanting to nominate an educator that they feel has made an impact or a difference in their child's life. If you are a student and you believe there is an educator that has really stood out to you, take a moment to just log in and nominate them with a little, even brief why, just to know, to let us know that they deserve this this
Recognition, honor.
yes, and this honor.
Right.
So you can go to wilsoncountynews.com /edu to nominate your educator.
Please do.
Mhm.
Because
Yes.
teachers deserve recognition. They don't get a whole lot. And then you hear about the bad ones, and then that throws a negativity onto the teaching profession. But the cream of the crop needs to be recognized for sure.
And the teacher also wins a
Yes.
nice little boost in funds, right?
Yes, they get a $500 gift card
Yeah.
for themselves,
Yeah.
so that they can use it on whatever it is that they want. It does not have to be used in the classroom, but that's just as a thank you.
Yeah.
And I was so thankful for that. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Really
You're welcome.
awesome.
And that is a gift from our membership.
Yeah.
Our membership collectively donates $1 a month through our Power of the Dollar
is that-
checking. Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds
So with every membership, everyone is giving in $1, and then we are able to give back to our educators in the area. So.
Thank you so much.
Yes, our membership does that. So it's amazing to see
It's
it
a
now
really
giving
great
to Wilson
program.
County.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Did you spend it on yourself?
Well, with the boys in baseball.
That really came in handy, huh?
Carrie
I
was
What's
a
the
kid.
gift is giving? Okay.
But
I get it.
I did some too, and I'm very blessed for it. And thank you so much for the community and everything and all the support.
I remember the first lady that won this award, she used it for diesel gas. Because of her
Yeah.
That
It
diesel.
came in. Whatever it does, it comes in handy. We
It
know
does.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we do have an interesting set of questions from Nanette, who's watching, and we can circle back a little bit. We have a little bit of time. Back to you, Heidi, just to kind of reflect on, you've had a nice run in education so far. So that's a good number of years, and that you want to go so much further. You just want to do this for a really long time. But we know that within those years, there's been some interesting challenges in life, right? So what was it like? Were there special challenges that you faced during the pandemic? And do you want to reflect on that any?
With education? Yes, I remember that year I had a really good class too. And I remember, we were off for spring break, and then we were told we were going to go on the COVID
Yep.
leave. And the good thing is we got to do everything virtual, so it was really cool to learn that and to connect with the students. And Lavernia ISD did an amazing job, making sure that we jumped on it right away. My admin, same thing. We literally got together right away, got everything in place, and made sure that the kids knew that they still were loved and that we were teaching the curriculum to them. And I feel like Lavernia ISD just did an amazing job
That's
with
incredible. What an experience.
that. Yes.
Wow. What ways did you encourage your students at the time?
I try to do a lot of Google Meets with them, and some of them, the parents would message me and be like, they just want to see you and show you their bunny or something, and so that was awesome just to be able to do the Google. I never had done that before, so I think that was like something cool to learn, and now we're able to do that a lot. It's just the technology really helped being able to see them and teach them through the virtual part and everything. So.
Fascinating. Very good. Good. Well, lots of good mornings here. And Nanette, those were some good questions. I think that's interesting to hint at and find out from our educators also how you've managed those changes. And
Yes.
And in Lavernia, y'all have also managed another change this year with a 4-day school week, right?
Oh, yes. And it's been great. The kids have adjusted really well to it. And I feel like they're really, by Thursday, they still have lots of energy. And then they have that day to rest on Friday. So
It's been received pretty well, huh?
it has been. It's been good.
That's good. And on the side of an educator?
Yes,
You-
I enjoy it too. I feel like, I have more time to do stuff too, like to get ready for my lessons and everything. And then, to be a little bit more rested and stuff too.
Good to know.
And my children love it.
Yes. Same, my kids love it.
I come home and I'm like, are you guys ever in school? Yeah.
Yes, my children love it as well.
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. Well, good to hear all of that. So I guess let's remind folks again that we are asking for more nominations for those educators. We really want to share this just far and wide as we continue through the year. So we're working on the third quarter, looking for nominations, and you can go to wilsoncountynews.com/edu. It's real simple to fill out and make your nominations. So they have until June 30th.
Yes, until June 30th. And even if you go to our website,
Good.
firstmarkcu.org, to follow up with like any other items we're doing. Like currently right now we're running a teacher supply drive.
Okay.
So there's normally the stuff the bus for like
Yeah.
school supplies for students, but we need to take care of our teachers too.
Yeah.
So at every one of our
Good.
Firstmark locations, including our Lavernia one, we have a box and we're collecting teacher supplies. So if you go to our website, you'll see the list of supplies that teachers have
Oh,
asked
nice.
for,
Okay.
like Sharpies and highlighters
That's
for the
awesome. Okay.
teachers. So
Cool.
we are also collecting that through the end of August.
Okay.
So
Good to know.
if anyone wants to stop by and drop off some things while you're out at the store here or there, grab a little pack and
Yeah. And then reminding us too that we can, because we're in Wilson County, we can become members.
Yes.
For Firstmark.
yes,
And-
anyone that resides, lives, works, or worships, even if you just go to church.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Yes, in Wilson County, you can become a member of Firstmark.
And the advantages would be like, give us some ideas for wanting to join.
Well, to have
for
a
your
local credit
banking.
union,
Okay.
a credit union that gives back. So every credit union looks at how they can give back to the community.
Okay.
So each one has their different paths.
Yeah.
The Firstmark focuses on educators.
Yep.
Currently, right now, we're working on our center, financial literacy across the area. So
Cool.
any way we can get into the schools, help the students, or open our center for after hours, educational events for parents too, retirement plans. So educating the community. And then in turn, credit union membership offers so many benefits to their members, including lower rates, higher dividends. So just take a
Cool.
look at the credit union benefits to consider if you would be interested in joining. And if not, stop by and
Neat.
see me and we can discuss.
Really nice. Where are you located in Lavernia?
So we are located right next to Domino's, or you would say across from the Catholic Church and the primary. We're like right there.
That's a
But I
good
say
spot.
Domino's because everyone goes to
Yeah,
Domino's.
you can kind of see that.
Right.
Well, cool. Is there anything
I thought it
left
was
you want to say?
something to ask you.
Yeah.
I learned before we started this that actually she went to East Central High School, which is where I taught
Of
for
course,
years.
because everyone she comes across.
Right,
Yes.
Is there a high school teacher that sticks, I'm putting you on the spot.
No, you're good.
That sticks in your mind, not necessarily that drove you to becoming a teacher, but was there for you and that you looked up to and all that kind of stuff?
I would say Mr. V
Oh my God.
and
what-
Mr. Jeffers.
Wow.
I remember they were really inspirational. And then Mrs. Cynthia V, I remember she was amazing too, because I remember there was a time that there was a subject that was a little challenging for me at the time, and I just remember she pushed me through it and taught me, just don't give up. Like, you can do it. You just got to trust the process. I always say trust the process, because sometimes it can be challenging, and you just got to trust it and push yourself
Well,
through it.
you know, we are the East Central newspaper, and Mr. V taught for, I think, close to 50 years.
What's his
He has
actual?
passed away.
Oh, what was his
He
last
has?
name?
Virial.
Virial. Okay.
Cecil Vasquez, not
Vasquez,
Virial,
Vasquez,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, Cecil Vasquez.
Oh.
He was quite a guy. And Mr. Jeffers was a hoot.
He was so funny, yes.
I think he helped me one day when we did have a little bit of a riot in the hallway. Now that I think about it. I say hi to them if,
Yeah.
if anybody's listening.
Those are good.
And then I just want to thank my admin too at the primary, Shelley Keck and Powers and Miss Ellie and the whole staff. Like, it's like we're one big family there, and if it wasn't for them, like, we all encourage each other and just amazing there.
Yes.
Love working there.
Great shout outs. Yeah, it's a good team. Okay. Well, I guess that wraps it up for today. Reminding you again, the third quarter nominations are still being accepted through June 30th. You can go to wilsoncountynews.com/edu, and you can also check out firstmark.cu, right?
Firstmarkcu.org.
.org.
Yes.
Firstmarkcu.org for the programs that they're doing as well that are supporting education, collecting the teacher supplies and things like that. So, yeah, I think that's a
Yes,
wrap.
Send your
and
nominations in.
Yes.
We're ready. We're
Yes.
ready.
And
For the next round.
congratulations once again to
Very.
Heidi.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you so much for all the
congratulations.
support in the community. Thank you.
And we would like to thank our sponsor, The Price Way, which includes the dealerships Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep, as well as Richardson Brothers Chevrolet. Their dealerships are located here in Floresville on 181, right next to each other, and you can literally shop all makes and models, as well as a huge service department, great customer service, and also careers. So check them out, and thank you, Price Way, for being our sponsor of WCN Live. And we invite you back next week. We'll be here again around the table for another WCN Live on Wednesday at 10 a.m. We will see you then. Thanks.
Bye.
And that's it.
Oh,
So
thank
see?
you.